Welcome back, guys. This is Face TV, and DDK, this is Hugo, and of course we are doing the DreamHack Qualifiers for London. We are still on the quarterfinal segment, and this is the second bunch of quarterfinals. We're on map 2 now. It's going to be Dust 2 between eFrag and Killerfish. A little bit of a close one, though, on cash for eFrag.
Yeah, 16-14 just taking it after getting such a convincing CT side as well, so that was interesting. But eFrag are going to take the knife round, and they're going to stay, so they're going to be picking CT side here on Dust 2, which is Killerfish's choice, so that'll be interesting to see Killerfish on the T side. I'm sure they have some strats lined up, as well as eFrag's. I'd like to see their T side as well, so let's just hope it's not 15-0 or anything, so we get to see both teams. And here we go, into the pistol. So if we look at the buys, we're going to see on eFrag's side 3 armor buys, a kit and a nade buy, and then on Killerfish a very default 1 nade 4 armor buy, and they're going to be pushing out towards long, it seems. Oh, but interesting aggression coming out from eFrag in tunnel, as they usually do. Some nice pushes up like they did on B last game on Cash. Kirby going to try and challenge, but Dreamer just shutting him down completely, and that will be the first frag there to eFrag, and Killerfish pushing up long as they do to be long CT smoke. Viktor does send off a flash. He does. spyleadeR gets a kill. But spyleadeR actually picks up a double there, and now it's a 2 versus 5 situation in favour of eFrag, and Killerfish really don't have a whole lot to do, and Viktor's just shutting them down one by one. The bomb does go down, and Tahsin is only 7 HP, so not much he can do. He gets 1 frag, but gets traded instantly, and that will be the first pistol round. eFrag taking it very convincingly. They're only losing 1 player, so solid round there by eFrag.
Yeah, it was a nice opening from eFrag there, the aggressive cat control and the push on upper dark to basically just eliminate exactly what was happening. And you can see how effectively that played into their hands. As soon as they eliminated that, there has to be long plays. It's the only blind spot for us, and they rotated into it, and they found the entire Killerfish lineup. But it was, of course, always on those shots hit by catwalk down onto the site that really made the difference for eFrag. So nice execution on their part. But now it's eco time for Killerfish. They didn't get the bomb down. No, they did get the bomb down. So they'll be able to eco once and save. And get the AKs out, rather.
Oh, but just a pure shutdown here with the rifles. It's going to be completely destroyed. Only Tahsin left alive with his Glock. Not going to be a whole lot he can do here. No armor either. So, as you said, just ecoing up for the next round. I don't think it's going to matter too much. I don't think there's really much point in trying to do something. So yeah, he's just going to peek out and get killed. spyleadeR down to 31 HP. So a little bit of damage, but really nothing in the big picture. And that'll be another round to eFrag. And now Killerfish buying up with some rifles and nades, and they're going to have a solid buy here.
Okay, so we'll get a pause from Viktor. I'm not sure why, but it's definitely going to be an interesting situation. This is one of those rounds where it's like, actually, the T's who've been losing after the eco and the bomb plant, they actually get better weapons than the CT side. When it comes to the picking game, the AKs are going to be superior. And right now we just have 1 kit as well for eFrag. Oh no, 2 kits, sorry, for eFrag. One is a little bit obscured by the chat there. But yeah, 2 kits for eFrag to work with. So they're not, and they've got a scout and 2 FAMASs. So it's going to be rather difficult for them when it comes to the one-on-ones. So if Killerfish can find creative ways to force those situations, then they are laughing.
Definitely. And Bubble with that scout, I'm not too sure where he's playing, if he's playing mid or long or something, but might be able to make some work with that, get some damage in so his team can finish off the kills. Stefan pushing out now, he is going to get that frag into Viktor, so that's an easy trade frag. And now it's a 4-on-4, but Tizian pushing out in the mid to B. The smoke isn't down yet though, but he has got a frag regardless, and they're just going to need to capitalise on this, and hopefully eFrag can try and turn it back and equalise it to a 3-on-3. It seems like Bubble's going to go try and get a tag, he won't manage to hit.
They're all pretty low actually, apart from Kirby. He's the only one on full HP. The rest are
this is that's good.
Below.
That's good for a scout though. So Bubble can probably get the tags off and actually get some kills, unless it's Kirby at least, and just finish someone off with a one shot. It's like a moving orb.
Yeah, TONI is the one in the pit there as well, and he's still going for his Bubble.
Yeah,
playing with fire. To be honest with that scout, and he's gonna try to reassert himself towards the catwalk position there with some jumping scout action, just spotting, and we'll see Killerfish making their way now into a play onto the bomb side potentially here. Kirby's going to spot Dreamer behind the door, and it's going to be spyleadeR moving in now to try to see what's going on and get himself some control of the situation. He's actually coming in really hard and fast there from behind. If they don't get the bomb down straight away, he might be able to actually flank it and get a couple kills, but there it is. Kirby shuts him down straight away. I think he must have heard the stepping. And his Dreamer, can he? Oh, the shadow gives him away, and Kirby.
Nice pre-fire there, and that'll be the bomb down and the round 1, so that'll be solid for Killerfish.
4 guys left alive as well. That's pretty massive.
Yeah, 2-1 is pretty good at the moment. eFrag are going to have enough money to buy up, so they'll be able to force that up with some rifles and maybe some nades as well. They have got a kit on bubble, but yeah, that's the only kit, unless NKL... That's weird. NKL has enough, but did not choose to go for the kit. It's interesting.
I would be... Oh, actually,
no,
this is nice.
Just spend his money on
this is a very TSM style play if they actually go full defensive in B, but they're actually moving in with 2 players aggressively in upper dark, and it's going to be TONI who takes him down.
Ooh.
Both kills for TONI, and that's unfortunate there. I actually thought that they were going to open with the deep 3 players on B, super defensive, and bait the T's into doing a B play. But actually they go aggressive, and TONI's just on form at the moment. Yeah. You can't really argue with that.
Yeah. That's what I'd like to see, something like much how you see on Inferno on B is when you're on Eco, for example, you rush 2 players down Banana instantly. When they die, the T's will push up into Banana a lot of the time and push B, and you'll have 3 players stacked there. I'd love to see that on B site on Dust 2 at least. I don't see that a lot.
So now it's troubling times for eFrag. No money to play with, and Killerfish look like they are going to be spurring ahead. It's hard to really see where eFrag are going to come back into this. They were put into spots where they never had their buys. Not once really. Even though they won the first couple of rounds, they never had enough money to really have the full buys out.
Kirby there with a nice early frag on 10KL. They will be entering the site here. Dreamer with that P250 does manage to trade it out, but don't worry, he will go down as well by Tahsin. And the bomb is also going to be planted, and that's going to be a 3-on-4 situation with the advantage to Killerfish. eFrag don't have any equipment to work with right here, and I think TONI's going to catch spyleadeR, off guard, as he's caught off guard by Bubble there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get anything out of this, unfortunately.
It's Tahsin AFK. Nice spray control there by Kirby.
Just chilling.
Yeah. He's back now, it's okay. Yeah, it's interesting to note, Tahsin, I think it was Tahsin, someone was streaming last game. He's going to call in a pause. Someone was streaming last game. There were like 400 viewers on the view list that, you know, obviously weren't ours. So I guess one of them was streaming last game. Interesting.
I'm curious whether or not I'm hoping that eFrag won't like try to force a buy or something in this situation. The decision to buy a CZ I can understand, but the smoke and an HE is a kind of a weird choice for NKL. I'm not sure what he really aims to do with a smoke and an HE
maybe
on a save round.
Yeah, maybe go B, smoke off tunnels, nade in, push through. I don't know. There's not a whole lot you can do with it really.
Smokes.
They must just try to be hold choke points. Then I'm not too sure. That's good
because the money is so huge on Killerfish. Like you can't really you don't really want to invest much in damaging their economy because it's already so good. Yeah, maybe something like a smoke mid, push long, double nade long, possibly. It looks like that at this point. Okay, let's see how this pans out right now. Yeah, I'm not really too sure why you'd buy 2 nades. Oh, on an eco. It's also a situation where you should respect the fact that Killerfish will be aware that you might try some shenanigans. So, because it costs nothing for the terrorist side when they know that you're low on money to just play defensively. Because when you're low on money, what are you trying to do? You're trying to surprise your opponents, maybe some fast aggressions. It's always possible. But yeah, so let's see where those nade players are going. Yeah, NKL's going B. This is interesting. And Viktor's going long. I'm not really too sure what that was. I don't think there was anything based around it. I think it was just a couple of nade buys for the fun of it. They had a lot of money to work with, so yeah. It's kind of odd. Either way, it's not going to affect Killerfish. They've got 5 men alive. They've taken down Bubble. They're going to be doing the smart stuff that I love to see. Getting the Molotovs in on all those corners. And the car position there. Molotov off. There can't be a CT there now. Yeah, mollies are so safe because instead of just checking a corner, you can just moll it out, wait for the player to leave. So it's just a lot safer. They're way better than HPs as well, especially those teams. Especially with the damage, and you know, it's like a $100 more. It's so much better. Okay, so we're gonna see a nice frag indeed. 2 members down actually for Killerfish, so there is some damage that's been done. But again, their economy is so good that they're not going to be worrying or sweating at all. And it's very unlikely Dream is going to pick up anything extra. He's going to find a player. There is some good damage. Kirby goes down, actually. So there is 3 kills found by eFrag. If he can even steal away a weapon, that would actually be fantastic, like an AK. And he even picks up a Molotov as well. So he's seeing if he's facing, he will. It would have been cool to see him try to save the AK and the Molotov there. Even though they can buy this round,
just rack up some spare money.
Yeah, some spare money. If you weigh that against the likelihood of you picking up a second kill, when they both know where you are with the rifles, and you have no Kevlar, so as soon as you get hit, you can't even shoot accurately. So
yeah, bit of a waste there, but it's okay because they got a buy now. So Bubble also having a warp, as well as TONI on the T side, and Stefan entering fast into long. He will manage to pick up Viktor and get traded instantly, and spyleadeR going large with a nice double kill there.
Yeah, really key stuff from him. It's a hard position to play.
But I don't think spyleadeR caught the fact that Tahsin has moved to the construction bin. Not the construction bin, the blue bin. He might be able to make something work, because he's still watching long. He's not watching the bin, but no. He's going to be pushing out. He still thinks he's in pit. Oh, brutal nade. Down to 30 HP there, Tahsin. This 4 and 3 is not going well for Killerfish. They've already got 2 players below 30 HP, so this could be a problem for them as spyleadeR gets aggressive, just misses TONI by a few pixels, and we'll get a nice flank on Tahsin now.
Yeah, and Dreamer also had heard Kirby running around previously in mid, so eFrag have full tabs on pretty much every area of the map that they needed. You can see they've got full control of the situation. Now they've got to be careful not to give away too much to TONI. That's the big danger right now, is that, okay, you got 3 guys who have survived. You don't want to lose a dude here. That would suck. If you can get some sneaky positions as we're finding them, nice. That's good. They didn't try to rush it down or anything crazy, so that's good.
That was really close by TONI. Just missed the angle. I think, did he even do any damage through the wall, or did he just completely miss that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it didn't look like it. So now we're going into the 8th round here. Both teams are on a full buy. Both teams have got a good economy built up. Bubble only down on 2 nades, and that's it. And everyone else is pretty much full bot. But yeah, eFrag just molotoving off early positions, stopping early rushes. It's just solid play by them. They're not letting Killerfish get any entries right now, especially when they have enough nades and mollies and smokes to work with.
Yeah, with Bubble on Norp, I'm curious as to how that's going to help the situation here for eFrag, because it allows them to play this very defensive situation, this more standard 2-3 setup where the 3rd player on A actually just floats down towards CT spawn. You get a crossfire, so you're safe against B splits, or not necessarily just safe, but you can handle the B splits much better, get the damage in before there's players are actually on the bomb site itself, and you leave Bubble just to deal with any cat aggression. So if someone does peek onto the bomb site, he's there on car with the AWP to try to deal with that. And so far, it's working out for them because they have the people in the right places at the moment. There is a long rotation from A shore, but there is 3 players for eFrag towards this B bomb site. And as soon as that smoke goes away, we can expect Killerfish to go for this.
Yeah, I can imagine so. And it doesn't seem like eFrag have caught onto this. They haven't rotated a player along, despite having, nothing in mid. They've got that under control. And NKL on the B side will manage to pick up 2 swift kills there. They still entry, and Dreamer with the crossfire from door managed to pick up Kirby, and that would just be a pure shutdown. Only 1 death that round. That'll be on spyleadeR.
That team play was those flashes were perfect from NKL. After the shot was whiffed there by TONI, and then after getting 2 frags, he's like, well, just gotta wait. They're gonna be distracted. They're gonna look at me.
Yeah, I like that. Their attention was all on him, and he didn't need to repeat because he'd have his defense from car and door, so he really just didn't need to do anything there. And those 2 frags pretty much just gave them round because the T's were going to be concentrated on him, waiting for the repeat. And there we go, some nice early frags through the smoke. spyleadeR picking up Tizian. And we're going to be on a 4-on-4 with low HP on 2 of the Killerfish members.
I love seeing perfect setups just work so efficiently like that. It's always just gorgeous to see. And now we'll have eFrag down a man. It's a 1-for-1 trade as Tizian is out of the picture, as is Viktor. But Stefan and Kirby are really low as well. So TONI has managed to work himself into positioning on pit, which does actually apply some pressure towards the CTs, as they can't know exactly what's going on over towards long, and not having any cat control as well is also a little bit troublesome. They've got spyleadeR who's on the box, just sitting there. But it will be TONI who picks up the kill onto Bubble. That's actually enormous, because now it's just spyleadeR who's left on the A bomb side defense initially. He does get the kill into Kirby, falls back now, and they're going to go for the retake. 3 versus 3, but this is not going to be easy for eFrag, I don't think.
No, I can imagine it will be a little bit difficult. Only low player is stfN, but there we go. Nice trade frag, and now it's a 2 versus 2. But low HP on spyleadeR hit the bomb. Just it's going to be mollied off site, and he's not going to be able to get the plant down. And with only 25 seconds left, and still another nade to work with on spyleadeR, who's going to be in CT, might be able to do something with that. He's just going to hit him down to 30 HP there. Not a lot, but still doing a bit of damage. Now TONI going to get these taps off, but he's not going to manage to hit. And then stfN managing to take out Dreamer there. spyleadeR still going for these Haley jump shots. Just
oh my
He's
god!
going to get wall banged out. There we go. 4-5.
That's just I don't know.
Was he even shooting there? He was just jumping.
I'm not sure what he's doing, to be honest. I mean, with such low HP as well, that's not really something. That said, just generally with low HP, you're kind of screwed in that situation either way. 4 versus 5, 4 to 5 rather. And Bubble comes in.
That was a nice shot.
Yeah, look how aggressive they're going into lower dark as well. We've got NKL. He's got the mag. He's going for it with the mag. He gets 1 kill on the mag, but that's it. That's all he's going to find.
spyleadeR just pushed all the way up mid here. He's just going to get so aggressive, and then getting a kill into lower tunnels. Kirby going down, leaving only Tahsin alive. And you know, Bubble opened up that round, getting the mid pick allowed them to push up mid and get aggressive on their positions, and therefore get frags. So
crazy
well played by Bubble. Yeah.
An income streamer as well. He's
here we go.
Had enough of this Tahsin guy.
Yeah. Instant headshot. He's just so good. Dreamer is just such a star player.
So now we've got a nice situation for eFrag. They've managed with some aggression to reset Killerfish, and that aggression was kind of nuts as well, because I think like 2 or 3 of them crossed them at once whilst the AWP was peeking on the angle. So pretty confusing situation. But Killerfish are deciding to go with the Tech 9 armors and the nades, and they're splitting up a little bit here. A few players in towards the upper dark area, but looks like they'll play a slow beginning and looking for a strong finish, strong and fast finish. Just making their way through the lower dark area. Towards Catwalk.
Ooh,
smoking off the Xbox.
Stefan almost getting caught there by that open mid by Bubble. Just missing. Bubble getting a tag on. TONI only down to 3 HP. So that's but Tahsin trying to get some nades through mid, just missing that flash by 0.1 of a second. And Stefan pushing onto the site, somehow out-aiming spyleadeR, who had an M4 with a P250, and now it's going to be a 4-on-5. But low HP is on most of the Killerfish players, and that's going to be too much of a problem for them to even hold down the site after the bomb plant. But you know, they got the $800 extra. That's going to be solid for them. Now eFrag just need to clean them up. But they need to be careful.
There's Kevlar on Tizian as well. This is actually really scary, to be honest.
And yeah, Kevlar and an M4. He could do some work with it. Deagle's not too bad of a gun. Use it at least.
They're all coming from CT. What is this? And multiple headshots found.
That jump AWP shot by Bubble up short. He just picked off Tahsin with that, and now time is running out, and he does have a kit, and the defuse is going to come in. He's probably not going to be able to stick it though. He's going to be peeking it. Oh my god, Kirby! Killerfish just won the round.
That was ridiculous.
What?
Yeah, we saw some. To be honest, the way eFrag were retaking was really weird as well.
Yeah, they 3 CT.
I think they had like 4 players on that kind of level of the CT area, and that's.
Yeah, what I don't get is the fact that if it's planted for short, you know there's going to be at least 2 players short. So why not flank short? It takes 5 more seconds to go around to Xbox to push up short, and they could have possibly got a couple of frags out of it. Nice shot through the smoke there. But that was so unlucky, pushing 3 through CT when you could just flank short and then just get a couple of frags when they have to be short. It's just a questionable decision, but regardless, Killerfish take the round, and it's going to be a solid one as well.
That's pretty hard to deal with right now for eFrag. Their economy is being kind of busted, and Bubble's going with the glass cannon AWP. He's naked. He is naked right now. There's just NKO's got a kit as well for eFrag. And they're just waiting to see what Killerfish are actually going to throw at them at this point. Tahsin in an excellent position. He's going to snap the head of spyleadeR right off with that AK. And now it's on NKL to pick up something. He needs to get a couple kills for free. There's number 1. Spots another couple players. So he gets the info. Bubble now off the back of that info goes in, gets the angle, takes the head off of TONI, and now we're in a 3-on-3. So maybe, just maybe, eFrag can save this one.
But look at Dreamer's position. He's right behind them on lower tunnels. He's going to manage to pick up Tizian and then back off of that as Tahsin manages to get 2 frags of his own. Oh my god, this is going insane. Tahsin on a 4K already, is that?
DreamHack must have heard him. Oh, but he's jumping, and DreamHack's going to get the bomb. DreamHack gets the bomb. There's only 20 seconds left. If he can play the clock correctly at the moment, or even just hit the shot, he's going to win the round for eFrag.
He just needs to hide at this point. He doesn't need to peek. He just needs to hide. And oh my god, Dreamer will get it, and that will be incredible. That's an eco.
Oh my god. There's so many ways to play that spot.
Oh.
So many ways to play it, like just basically not being, not showing yourself at all, like going into CT. There's like so many ways to play that because the guy's got no time to plant the bomb, but he goes for the angels because he's Dreamer. Of course he does.
Yeah.
And he pulls it off somehow. So now Killerfish are on a pistol save. Although that said, it's actually a bit of a force up, as they have got the nades out with the Tech 9s as well. So in goes Tizian straight into the double doors. And that's spyleadeR straight in the ground as well. These Tech 9s are just completely savaging this CT lineup, but so is the spray down of Dreamer.
Annihilating them. There. Nice spray down by him, and that'll be the 7th round that eFrag will pick up on this half, and it's going pretty solid for them. I'd say it's pretty equal at the moment. You know, Killerfish on 6 and eFrag on 7, so it's not too bad, really not too bad. And we're going to see Killerfish in a bad economical situation. Going to have to eco here, pistols out, only 3 P250s, 2 Glocks, and no nades, Kevlar, or anything to work with right now. And seems like there's going to be a nice double made top mid, and that's going to do a lot of damage. STFN going down to 20 HP. And spyleadeR just peeking out mid, he just doesn't care, gets a kill onto Kirby and almost follows that up with a second. He will peek out again, getting a second and getting a third as well, so spyleadeR going ham. Leaving just Tahsin now in a 1-on-5 with only a P250. I'm not very confident Viktor will pick him off.
Yeah, like a 9-6 potential for eFrag is very, very scary. Again, just going off the, you know, what normally happens in eFrag Dust 2 games, the Dust 2 T-side is very good. So we'll ignore, you know, the last map, the kind of statistical anomaly. Okay, so Killerfish on the AKs have got some good nades as well. We see a bit of a default setup at the start of the round. Same more or less for eFrag. That said, though, they do have, actually I'll scratch that, they got a bit of aggression on Catwalk straight away. They've got 2 players towards middle with the AWP on Bubble, and then KL very close for support. This allows Bubble to stay out peeking a bit longer, as he's got immediate support from his teammates, who are all over middle at the moment. So eFrag really mixing things up at the moment, and Killerfish not quite sure how to deal with this. They're trying to flash in to deal with NKO, but how does he get that frag? He doesn't even get flashed, falls back, only takes 65 damage there.
Oh, but he's trying to cross to the B side, and then NKO will get taken down. spyleadeR luckily there to trade it, and that's going to equalise the situation to a 4-on-3, and that's not going to be a problem for eFrag. spyleadeR peeking out again. They're just, you know, see, just Stefan pushing out alone, not being able to be traded. He does get traded eventually, a few seconds later, but not being able to instantly be traded is one of the problems that Killerfish is suffering right now. And there we go, Viktor with the flank, manages to pick off TONI, going for the second with 5-7, only 27 HP left on Kirby, and there's really not going to be a whole lot he can do. He's got the bomb, but there's a player on either side of him. There we go, Bubble coming up behind, and he will manage to get the kill. And that'll be 9-6 for eFrag. So advantage eFrag, they won the half there, and that's going to be pretty solid by them. Now we're going to go into the second half on the pistol round, and let's have a look at what they're going to buy. I'm imagining just a normal armor buy on eFrag and maybe a nade player. Oh, they're just going for a pause for 1 minute.
Yeah, this is looking very, very promising for eFrag at the moment. They've been doing very well in the pistol rounds. I think didn't they win both pistols on cash? I think they did, right?
Yeah, they did, because I remember Killerfish struggling, yet somehow bringing it back to 16-14, even though they were up to 14 rounds or whatever. So yeah, they did win both pistol rounds against Killerfish.
So let's see if they can keep up the trend here and just win every single pistol round, as they did win the CT pistol round as well.
That would be impressive.
So Killerfish, are they going to go for the aggressive setup, which has been very prominent in the metagame? Are eFrag going to try to play around that by playing very passively? I mean, some teams, what you see them do now is actually they'll stick like multiple players in upper dark, just waiting for that aggression, because it's a very good way to do that. Or they'll slow their push onto middle down like to 1 minute or something, instead of just kind of pushing out there quickly, because you can see so many CTs just pushing that, going for the three long range shots and then falling back, which is very dangerous. And also they get the info as to where you're going. We saw previously that the way that Killerfish handled it was they actually went for the A long push, but that kind of played into eFrag's favor, because they pushed for all the info, so they knew exactly where they were going to be at the same time. So it's very hard to play against at the moment. And I'm trying to think, because I'm sure that I saw a Dust 2 from Killerfish at Take TV 2 weeks ago. But I'm sure I saw their pistol round. I'm sure I commented on it, but I can't remember what they did. What
I remember from Killerfish, at least on the cash game, eFrag's CT pistol round was very aggressive, and they won it, of course. And then Killerfish, when they switched to CT, I saw they tried to copy it, or maybe not just copy it directly, but indirectly by being aggressive, which I don't really see Killerfish do too often on CT, at least on pistol rounds at least. But that didn't work out. Obviously, they lost the second pistol round, so I don't really know what they're going to do here. You know, they've, again, completely different map where I'm talking about Cash, but you know, they tried aggression on Cash, didn't work, so I think it's just gonna be completely random what they do. And yep, we're gonna go for four armor and 1 nade buyer, and then very default on the CT side as well, 1 kit, 1 nade, and 3 armor. But no smokes actually on Tizian. He's going to be opting to buy nades, just an HE, just a bit of damage, I imagine. Just passive play at the moment from both teams. No one going in too early.
Okay, so we have now the bomb just sat outside of upper dark. Again, this is fairly standard. You can also get a lot of info as if the CTs are going to push upper dark. It's a pretty good off angle that DreamHack has, and he won't really be discovered.
Oh, TONI, that was a filthy shot there onto Bubble, and he's going to get traded out instantly though.
Absolutely. Pretty disgusting. There's Tizian as well by long, and he's going to find a nice shot as well, popping NKL's head. It looks like eFrag are really getting the worst of these trades. They're down to 2 players now.
Kirby here, just peeking onto B. I think he's just waiting for his team to rotate. And there we go, spyleadeR, low HP, will get killed there. Stopping getting traded, and then
nice.
Okay, Tahsin from that angle match to pick off Dreamer as well, and that'll be 9-7. So Killerfish, a much needed pistol round. They really wanted to win that. And are we going to see the effects that we saw on Cash with eFrag's questionable T side, only getting a couple of rounds?
At least this time, you know, eFrag actually lost the pistol round, so it's like, okay, you know, you can say, okay, that they don't have the money to get the rounds in and stuff. They don't get as many opportunities, blah blah blah. But you know, here that they're actually on. They're on a situation where they don't have that, they don't have all the money, they've got to go for the Tech 9 armor, they've got 3 grenades, all of which have just been thrown apart from 1 flash, and they're going for that A play. So here it is, TONI close with the MP9, and he's ready to make some money. There's 2 players in the bank.
Instant 1,200 for him, solid play, plus the round win bonus. Going to give him a nice bank already built up. And NKL not opting to go for the frag on Tahsin, just going to go get the bomb point instead, and that's probably a solid idea. And Viktor and NKL both getting frags, and NKL down to the 18 HP will get finished off finally. And Viktor in not a position to retake the site.
One more bullet would have done it.
Oh, that's so unlucky with the diffusers coming in. He's too far away. If he got that, imagine that. He turns around, he runs back, and he jump shots Tizian. That would have been great.
And he's got an M4. They got 3 kills. And M4 in a bomb plant. That's actually really sick. They can decide to actually force again.
And he's got so much money now.
They could force it. Yeah, they're going for it. I like this. And this is super cool because if they have an execute to play with it, it's very, very strong. Because as we can see, Killerfish, they don't have too many grenades. Actually, they're not doing too badly on grenades. They opted on more FAMASs so they can get all the grenades out. But this is eFrag's opportunity to reset them, basically. Sooner rather than later.
That's definitely possible. You know, they got Scout and Bubble. They can probably get some early frags with that. Early tags, at least, with that. A couple of rifles as well, so that should be good. But Stefan getting naded down to 70 HP. He's going to be backing off towards B and Bubble here, trying to pick the B side, but no one's going to be peeking him too aggressively. Flash going in. They're going to be pushing onto the B side. NKL, followed up by Dreamer, does get the trade frag. Going to peek out, but his teammates a little bit. Bubble!
Yes!
What a shot! The jumping scout shot round the corner manages to take out Stefan, and now it's a 3-on-3 with the bomb plant down. And spyleadeR is still on this A site. What is he doing? He's missing these CZ shots, not managing to get the kill into Tizian. And hopefully he'll finally finish them off, as it doesn't seem like the CTs are trying to retake too fast. And finally spyleadeR goes down that CZ all to waste. Bubble finishes off Tizian, and now it's just a 2-on-2.
Yeah, this is looking quite scary for both sides at the moment, but they're going to go into the double doors. Dreamer comes out with a timely peek, and he's going to drop both players, get the round for eFrag.
Wow.
Surviving with 2 players, that's a wonderful result from them. Now that's Killerfish on the eco. eFrag playing a really nice round there. I like how simple that was. They just moved in, went for the B play. The way they were peeking was very good. And they managed to win the round at the end, with spyleadeR causing some shenanigans with his aggression towards Cat as well.
And I love that shot by Bubble. That scout shot really worked.
Yeah, that was just
he's gonna go with it again as well. It worked so well. He's gonna scout up again.
There's a lot of players who have started to use the scout much more just because of how fast you are with it, and like stuff like we saw there. There's ridiculous jump shots.
Jumping around corners. You know, MBK obviously being a big fan of the scout. We've seen him use it a lot. And Shroud as well from Cloud9. Both of them very prominent scout players, and I'd love to see it picked up a lot more. I feel like it will get buffed eventually if it keeps happening, especially during a major. But I think jumping scout is a very viable strategy, especially on ecos.
Yeah, it's pretty outrageous to be honest.
Second round buys with scouts are just impressive sometimes.
Okay, so we have 2 players left here with a Deagle for Stefan and Stefan. I'm sure I'm getting it wrong.
Neither of us know, so just Stefan, whatever works.
And Tahsin with...
Oh, Dream! That was a disgusting one-tap there onto Stefan. Or Stefan, or whatever.
He will be nameless, the nameless one.
Yeah.
Okay, so not much that really can be accomplished by Tahsin in these moments. You can try to get some kills out of this if
Go
he
for
wants.
a cheeky ninja.
Or he could even try to save the...
Is he going for the ninja? Smoke the bomb. Always a possibility, but no. Hopefully he'll be able to get some exit frags. spyleadeR, only 3 HP. Should be able to do something with that, but...
You do some Jedi mind tricks. This is not the CT you're looking for.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
This is not the CT you're looking for.
Just peak damage and run away.
So we're going to have ourselves an 11th round here for eFrag, as they are going to be making some serious cash from this round. They only lost NKL, and that means that Killerfish are going to have a lot of work to do to bring them back down to reality, back down to a poor economy, back down to some more winnable rounds, as we'll have an eco from Killerfish, and that should be eFrag moving up to around like 7k average on pretty much everybody. So pretty sick situation for eFrag, and they're sticking to the Mag 10, very smart.
Yeah, both teams only having got 2 rounds so far in this half, so it's going all right for both teams really. I think Killerfish kind of might need to step it up now. 11-8's quite... And after they lose this, it's going to be 12-8. Most likely lose it, that is. Only got 3 pistols, sorry, above default pistols, so not really a lot to work with unless they can get some early frags and pick up some weapons, but again, only 1 armoured player to work with that, so aim punch is going to be really prevalent if they do manage to get a weapon. There we go, Tahsin. Instant dink there onto spyleadeR, only down to 12 HP, so that's impressive. Stefan here trying to get some tags. He does do a little bit of damage on the Viktor, but accidentally pulls up his silencer, and he will go down there by NKL, nice one tap, and then putting off a second kill. And yeah, so far flawless, no deaths, although low HP on 2 of the players on eFrag. The bomb is going to go down on the B side without too much challenge, and here spyleadeR with a nice position with his Mac 10 might be able to rack up a little more money.
Oh, yeah.
He does that.
Oh yes.
And now only Tizian left alone. But he knows where spyleadeR is, and spyleadeR's going to drop down into lower tunnels and get the frag. So that's a lot of Mac 10 money. See how much he's picked up now, 7k already.
A lot of money there for eFrag. And Killerfish now, they've got to make this one work to keep their bank alive, but eFrag, what are they going to show? Again, we haven't really seen many rounds, but they've got actually, you know, proper 4 buys against the buy rounds of the CT side. So I'm curious what strategy they'll go with. At the moment, we can see 2 guys at A-long straight away, and we are seeing Catwalk present straight away as well. So it looks like they're just looking for the fast A split kind of push onto Killerfish's A site defense. And we'll have Tahsin already taking down Bubble. So trades happening right now as they sprint onto the site. Very fast timing. Only 20 seconds have gone and they're already almost on a bomb plant. Yeah, this pace is blinding from eFrag.
NKL through the smoke picks up a nice headshot onto Tahsin. Now they have the site, and there's going to be some jump shots coming out by Stefan, but managing to get many kills, and Kirby rotating will get 1 frag. And now it's a 3 versus 2, so it's almost like it's almost a doable situation at this point, I think. Except they've moved off of site and not allowing Stefan to get any more jump shots. Seems like Dreamer. Nice frag there onto Stefan, headshot, and now it's going to be a 1 versus 3, and yep, Kirby's going to go for the right move, which is just to save his weapon at this point. It's not going to be much he can do with the time remaining. And one thing you don't see a lot of is which I'm glad of in this position is exit frags over saving, over pure saving. You know, I'm sure they know that eFrag's economy is quite built up at this point, so you know exit frags aren't really going to damage them too much. And at this point, with 3 rounds to go on eFrag's side, at least if they were to win, there's not going to be a whole lot of point trying to do 1 kill on an exit to get $3,000 off them or whatever. It's
one of those things like, whose money is more important to winning the round, to winning the match at this point? It's like my money or your money.
Ooh, Dink with a nade, and now an MP9 rush is going to come in. Tahsin with a double kill, going for the triple, but Viktor will finish him off. Oh, that was impressive. When I saw that gun, I was like, yeah, even a little smiley face in chat.
Mad styling on eFrag right now. That's pretty brilliant.
I love that gun.
It's awesome, and showing that their spirit's not broken, even though their economy might be. They've got a few rifles left, and eFrag, they've got to recalculate what they are just going to decide to do, what is the best option for them. And they have decided upon a push towards B. It makes a lot of sense because they have the AWP of bubble, and with 3 players left, you'd expect only maybe 1 to be peeking. So if the insta shot comes from bubble, then it should be the round 1.
But look, who's playing back passive site? Kirby here with a really nice angle. He can get some information, get some kills, and he picks up 1, goes for the second, doesn't manage to get it. A few more tags, but no, the nade will come in and the AWP will finish him off. That was so unlucky. He could have got a nice double there, and now Dreamer will take the site, and Kirby, almost with a chance to get a 3k, will just miss it by the skin of his teeth. TONI pushed in, they don't know, but Dreamer finishing him off, and that will be 14-8 to E-Frag. Oh, Kirby, such a good chance there. It's so unlucky.
He played that perfectly.
Yeah.
Just not hitting the shots, unfortunately.
So unlucky. He did a lot of damage there as well, so he could have technically got that second kill, and even that second kill would have been good enough, you know, because then it would have been 2v1. So, unlucky.
Yeah, I got to give props to Kirby for understanding exactly how to play it, but just didn't hit the shots. Because you can always, hitting the shots is not the important part. It's about making the best play. Okay, to an extent, hitting shots is the important part. But from a player's perspective,
he did the right thing. He just got unlucky with his aim at that specific time.
Yeah.
If he hit those shots, for example, it would have been a great play.
So I always like to highlight intelligent plays because sometimes you see it's easy for people it's very easy to highlight excellent plays from execution that strategically or don't necessarily make sense, but they hit excellent shots. So it's like, yay, headshots.
Well, that's interesting because E-Frag's strategies seem to be excellent, yet still don't make sense.
That's true.
The jumping through smoke they do is impressive and it works, but it doesn't make sense on paper.
This position is always a difficult one Tony's in. It's a really nice off angle because you'd never expect someone to actually be there. Yeah. But yeah, that's the problem is if you've got a FAMAS there, it's not going to really pan out too effectively most of the time. He did back away though to Goose. This is kind of nice. This is a cool 2-3 setup we're seeing from Killerfish actually at the moment. This is very good against short plants. Now, oh no, that couldn't happen. Tizian goes down straight away. There we go, Dreamer holding the rotation. He will manage to pick up a kill. And only one left out for Kirby. Kirby will get the counter to Dreamer, but there's really not a lot he can do right here. Bomb just went down, 3 players remaining and no kit on him, so he can check to his right and NK will finish him off, and that'll be 15-8. So that's going to be match point there for E-Frag on the second map of this best of 3, sorry. So, you know, after winning the first map just by the skin of their teeth 16-14, it seems like at this point they might take a convincing win of 16-8. We have got a P90 on Tahsin though, so never count him out. There we go. Catwalk boost coming in from Killerfish. Now who is it actually boosted? It's TONI. So he's got the FAMAS, and he's looking for some blood.
Oh, just flash. Such good team play by E-Frag there.
Perfect timing, yeah. They know the timings very well. And they've shown that with a lot of their grenades. As we can see, a lot of their grenades are timing based. So that they can be safe against certain things. Because you need to know what is the earliest time a CT can appear from here. Because if a CT appears from a cat push like that, that can be very dangerous. So, and one flash can often just make the difference. It's very cheap.
But now, E-Frag just playing it slow. Don't want to get too aggressive here. Tizian getting a nice tag with the scout. Will drop down to CT spawn. spyleadeR only down to 10 HP, so that's going to be a problem for him. But we've seen him do some damage on 30 HP like he did, I think, 2 rounds ago. So not counting him out just yet. Tizian now trying to get another frag, but not managing to hit anything. Oh, just close up personal, and Tahsin will get the frag down to Dreamer, and stfN also picking off NKL, and it seems like this round's going in the way of Killerfish's. Viktor trying to spray, but he can't hit the shots, and he will go down there as... Oh, spyleadeR just gets turned on there by TONI, and a nice frag by him, and Double left alone in a 1 versus 4. Can he get around the corner just in time? Just with an AWP though. That's a clever play, chucking out the map. Save, and he will go down, but they can't they don't manage to get his AWP. You can see they're looking for it now. Yeah.
I want a high 5 bubble.
Yeah, I love it when people do that. They just accept. They don't get arrogant and go, yeah, you know, I'll 1v4 this. They just accept, I'm not going to do this. Chuck the gun out the map so the enemies can't have it. In the grand scheme of things, it's more clever than getting 2 frags and doing a little bit of economical damage.
And it shows you the focus of E-Frag. Like I mentioned earlier, they're not really in focus on the individual plays. They always have a team first understanding of how to play, which is always really beneficial in spots like that. And hey, they're going with a super fast timing down middle. Look at that. That's insane. First 20 seconds, and they're already almost at the B-bomb site from middle. Viktor with a sick opening onto Stefan. And now it's going to be the bomb down free frag, surely. Unless Kirby does something absolutely magnificent with the M4, and he is actually doing it. 2 players, although that's all he'll get. But he slowed them down maybe enough for his teammates.
But now Tizian here coming in with the rotate. He might be able to get a frag, but Bubble wants to equalise the situation. He will do that. Now it's a 2 versus 2 after that. Very well played by him. And Tahsin coming in on the flank. Going to be full white and not a lot of nades left on either team. But a nice reposition by Bubble. I don't think Tassin's going to expect this. He isn't going to check to the left, but he will manage to flick and get him just in time. And oh my god, NKL going down as well. And that'll be the round to Killerfish. A really, really solid retake there by Tahsin.
Yeah, Tahsin's really good. He's proved it time and time again. He's definitely one of the powerhouses of the team. And he's almost on the 30 bomb as well, so he's also the top fragger on the server. I saw this from him at LAN as well. Like, the guy was just incredibly good in a lot of clutch situations, as well as just general fragging is just always very high level. It's actually Tizian who's lagging behind a little bit. But eFrag's still a match point, still lots of bank, and still with the AWP on bubble. Oh, the
TONI
tag.
Down to 40 HP already, just through the doors. Oh, and he returns the favour. Viktor down to 13. 2 AWP frags early in the round. 2 AWP tags early in the round. No frags at all. So
see if we can have some opening founded. Both these teams, you know, really playing with fire at the moment in middle. And there it is. TONI gets the frag, but he gets taken down. spyleadeR dropping down into CT from Catwalk. Excellent stuff there from eFrag, but it's not necessarily panning out at the moment. Viktor's incredibly low. He does get the trade, but will that be enough?
Didn't check the corner there on B, and Dreamer, as he does, just tapping like Scream, just destroying Kirby there. And now it's a 1-on-2 situation, and the retake is going to come in here.
Here we go.
Coming in through tunnel. Oh, but he's got a nice reposition. Only Kirby knows, Tizian knows that, but doesn't matter.
Getting the bomb down, I think, is actually really key. Let's check the money real quick. Yeah, getting the bomb down is really nice. It's going to give them a lot of extra cash here. That $800, you can see it really paying off. And eFrag, full buy again. Full buy again.
Oh, it's so close. Killerfish are just winning these retakes round after round. eFrag are just losing the bomb defenses. It's so unlucky.
Okay, well, we have standard setup coming in from the T's at the moment. They are just spreading out, fanning out, and you would expect them in the next 20 seconds to take some catwalk control and cross the Xbox area, maybe entry into middle a little bit, get some information on the map. And the only person really hanging out is Stefan. He's going to have to just be very careful. There's flashes and smokes coming in. And there you go. We have the catwalk control around 110, which is pretty standard timing. And looks like they just want to go for the straight up A play. Just the A split. Simple, but always effective. Well, most of the time. I guess it depends who you're playing against.
Yeah, really. See here, Tahsin is the only one on long, and he cannot manage to pick up one, but will be traded out instantly. And then 2 more players to push up long, and you can see Tizian also going down. Just CT to worry about now, but don't worry, Viktor is there. He will manage to take out Stefan, and now it's a 2 versus 4, and I think this might be the round. There we go. Just TONI left, and he will be finished off. And eFrag winning the best of 3 against Killerfish there. 16-11 on Dust 2, 16-14 on Cash. So impressive play by them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again cool to see eFrag play as always, and Killerfish. You know, two teams up and coming. eFrag desperately trying to break into the top 8. They're a team that should have been in, I think, really should have been in the major as well. So that's a little bit sad for them. That's something that can hopefully be remedied in the future. But they are of that tier. We can see them taking out really, really good teams. Of course, they defeated TSM very recently on LAN in the best of 3. They've had very good results on LAN, and they keep on improving. Then they're a team, I think, they've probably stuck together out of all of the teams that are out there in like the top 12. They've probably stuck together by far the longest.
Yeah, with all the roster changes of literally every team so far, you know, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, so it's cool to see a team like that, a story like that, a fan favorite team like that, you know, continue to improve. So hopefully they get into the next major that follows. But anything that stands out for you before we check the brackets?
Nope, that's all good. Yeah, that works.
All right, so if the brackets are up to date, we can quickly show this to you guys. Okay, they're not yet, so we'll get this up to date, and then we'll show this. Okay, no, they are.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so as we can see, first semi-final we'll be looking at is SK Gaming and Penta. That will be a best of 5. Not sure if that will happen tomorrow or the day after, but the next 2 days will be the semi-finals. Of course, we are going to... I'm not sure what the result is for Copenhagen Wolves and LDLC White just yet, but of course the winner of that will be playing against... Okay, Copenhagen Wolves won, so that means Copenhagen Wolves will be playing against eFrag. So that's really interesting. Of course, Copenhagen Wolves picking up a remainder of the old LGB lineup. I think we've got Twist and Zende and Benji in there as well. I think that's what's going on for Copenhagen Wolves. So very interesting times. I'm a little bit sad that LDLC White didn't make it through though, because I've always loved watching them play.
Yeah.
But any thoughts for you as to how this is developing?
It should be interesting, really. I think a lot of those, you know, all 4 of those, I think are expected wins. I would say personally, you know, SK again, most of them are because I don't really know the other teams. You know, Phenomenon and Aftermatch, you know, kind of unknown as we said. So SK and Penta winning those 2 are kind of expected, as you'd guess, and eFrag beating Killerfish also expected, and then yeah, Copenhagen Wolves. So I think that's going to be a really good semi-final at least, because we've got some good teams here.
Absolutely. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream today. You remember to follow us. We'll be live next couple of days with more for the DreamHack qualifiers for London, which is going to be in September, if I'm not mistaken, towards the end of September. Yeah. So 2 days of semi-finals, best of 5. Stay with us. We'll see you tomorrow and the day after, me and Hugo. But that is all from us for now. So I wish you a good night.